This is the 2025 Wandar Camper Tricycle. And no, you're not hallucinating. This really is a tricycle. But not just any tricycle. This is a fully electric, micro camper on 3 wheels that promises to be your new off-grid adventure buddy and urban explorer all in one. Think of it like a camper van that's been to a yoga retreat, had a midlife crisis, and decided it no longer needs 4 wheels, or doors, or a steering wheel that looks normal. And today, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it. What makes it ridiculously clever, what makes it kind of impractical, and whether you should actually consider buying one, or just point and giggle as it passes by. So, what is the Wandar Camper Tricycle, exactly? It's technically a Class L5e electric vehicle. That means it's considered a 3-wheeled motor vehicle in most countries. The 2025 model builds on last year's prototype, but this time it's gone full production ready with proper insulation, a new dual motor setup, and, wait for it, a pop-up roof. Yep, a pop-up roof on a trike. And it folds in such a satisfying way you'll swear IKEA had a hand in designing it. The idea is simple. Give you the freedom to go pretty much anywhere, sleep wherever you park, and do it all while sipping energy instead of guzzling fuel. It's sort of like a motorbike, an EV, and a camping trailer had a bizarre but functional baby. Let's talk specs. Powering the Wandar is a dual-hub electric motor setup delivering a total of 16 horsepower. I know, that's less than your average washing machine on spin cycle. But with a curb weight of just 310 kilograms, it doesn't need much grunt to move. Torque is instant, of course, because electric, and it'll hit 30 miles per hour in about 6 seconds. Top speed, 45 miles per hour. But trust me, in something this small, 45 feels like 90, especially when your knees are practically the crumple zone. Battery range is around 100 miles, thanks to a 5.4 kilowatt-hours lithium-ion battery pack hidden under the floor. It takes about 4 hours to fully charge from a standard wall socket. And if you're out in the wild, the optional solar roof panels can add around 10 miles of range per day. That's not exactly mind-blowing, but it's enough to keep the fridge running and your phone charged. Now, let's talk about where things get really clever, the living space. Pop the roof and suddenly this compact little thing gives you standing headroom for anyone under 6 feet tall. The bed folds out to accommodate 2 people, cozy, but surprisingly doable. You get an integrated kitchenette with a single burner induction stove, a water tank with a foot pump faucet, and even a mini fridge. The cabin is insulated with recycled wool and cork for eco-cred and comfort, and there are multiple USB ports and LED lights running off the auxiliary battery. There's no toilet, obviously, unless you count a collapsible composting bucket you hide in a drawer. But hey, this is more of a micro-escape pod than a luxury RV. You pack light, you adapt, and you learn to love peeing behind trees again. Storage is clever, too. Every seat base hides a compartment. There are netted pouches, fold-down shelves, and even a hammock option that clips across the inside for your dog, cat, or extremely trusting child. But what's it like to actually drive? In short, hilarious. In a good way. The Wandar Trike has electric steering, regenerative braking, and a drive mode selector. Normal mode gives you smooth acceleration and gentle regen, while eco mode basically turns it into a mobility scooter. Sport mode. Yes, there is one. It tightens up the throttle response and makes the trike a bit more eager. You won't win drag races, but you'll definitely overtake a few bicycles with confidence. Cornering is interesting. Because it has 2 wheels at the front and 1 at the back, it's stable in a straight line but leans outward a bit in turns. You'll feel every camber and bump in the road, and strong crosswinds are a bit of a wrestling match. That said, it's nimble in city traffic, fits in tiny parking spots, and it's surprisingly fun if you keep your expectations in check. The brakes are disc all around and regenerative as well, which is nice. Suspension. A bit rudimentary. You'll want to avoid potholes unless you enjoy losing your fillings. But for the type of use it's built for, urban commuting and light trail exploration, it holds up just fine. Now, here's where things get really car wow-ish. Let's do the annoying bits first. The infotainment system is basically your phone on a clamp. There's no built-in screen, no CarPlay, no sat-nav, just a clamp and a 12V port. which is either refreshingly minimalist or frustratingly cheap, depending on your expectations. The mirrors are manual. The windows, well, there aren't any windows. Just zip-up vinyl panels like an old-school Jeep soft top. The climate control is, you open a flap. Fancy. Also, don't expect much in the way of crash safety. There's no airbag, no abs, and not much between you and a lorry other than some aluminum tubing and a lot of wishful thinking. So while it's charming and clever, it's definitely not for highway use. But now the good stuff. The freedom it gives you is real. You can park practically anywhere, camp where vans can't, and run errands around town while burning exactly zero petrol. The electric drivetrain is whisper quiet. The camper setup is genuinely useful and fun. And the whole thing costs, wait for it, just £12,995, or about $14,500 in the US, before incentives. Plus, it turns heads like nothing else. Expect strangers to stop you and ask what on earth you're driving. Expect people to smile. Expect the occasional police officer to look at it suspiciously. And expect to feel like a bit of a legend while you drive it, because this is not just transport. It's a statement. So then, what's the CarWow verdict? Well, let's break it down. Buy it if you want a budget-friendly, zero-emissions camper that fits in your garage, works in the city, and lets you wild camp without attracting too much attention. If you're a solo traveler, digital nomad, or someone who wants an adventure machine that's part camper, part moped, and all charm, this is for you. Don't buy it if you need real cargo space, plan to drive on motorways, or care deeply about comfort, crash ratings, or looking conventionally cool. But love it for what it is. A weird, wonderful little machine that makes camping fun again, makes EVs accessible, and proves that you don't need a giant Sprinter van and a six-figure budget to live the Vanlife dream, just 3 wheels and a bit of imagination. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Would you road trip in the Wandar Camper Tricycle, or is it one wheel short of making sense?